From an early age, we need to protect our little children whose hearing is super sensitive. So even if you put a 6-month baby or a 1-year-old baby in a lounge with a loud TV, or there's noise, dogs barking, all of those effects go into that child's ear. And if we continue taking them to sports events, music festivals, motor racing events, they're very, very loud. We need to put ear defenders to protect them from those loud, constant noises. And we're just the same. I wouldn't dream of going to a concert without putting some earplugs into them, which normally are quite free and given away, or I bring my own. They're not expensive. Or you can even have your own ear defenders and take them everywhere, because you'll still hear everything, but you're not going to damage the ears. Me, I've had it for about 5 years or more. How did I get it? Possibly going to those venues. It could be I was playing in a band, a rock band, so that didn't help matters for quite a few years. And don't think that this is an old person's over 40, over 50, over 60 problem. It starts from very, very young. So that's what we need to do, protect everybody around ourselves. When we're going out, take some ear defenders and let's protect the little ones. If you live in the UK, we can get a free hearing test on the National Health Service. First of all, we have to get to a doctor. Yeah, good luck in 2023. But that's the system. We need a doctor to refer us to our nearest hospital, which has an audio department. Might take weeks, it could take months, but eventually we will get the best hearing test that's on the planet, and it's free. Alternatively, what you could do is to pay around £60 and go privately, and several opticians provide this test, and also the standalone audio places will do this test as well, and that they're almost next week or 2 weeks, and that might be worth considering. For £60 I can be armed with the quality or non-quality of these ears, because the sooner I start hearing correctly. So maybe paying, I would say, have a go for it. If you can afford it, go for it. They will also give you a chart, and obviously you will get that as a gift, and you can input that into your iPhone, so you can have a test. So if you have ear pods to go into the ears, the little white ones, and you're looking at the version 2 iPads, or no, not iPads, iPods, you can upload your results and fine-tune those uploads, because they are pretty good. In fact, they are very good. Nowhere near a hearing aid, but it's a good stopgap. As I said, they're not the ultimate. They're not supposed to be, but they might get you out of trouble listening in a hall or somewhere else. And of course, you can conduct your phone conversation and listen to music. So for that sort of money, you've got 2 or 3 different modes that those iPods will do. But getting back to our test, we can use that to find out whether we are listening correctly or we're missing the top ranges, which is most people, and that's me, and possibly most of you. That's what we tend to lose first. So we've got a good middle bit and we have a good base bit, but we obviously need all of it. And the audiologist will then fine tune your hearing aids so you can hear everything clearly. And that's got to be brilliant. How to stop tinnitus? Well, my audiologist and the private one said basically no. Once you've got it, you've got it. It's a downward spiral. What you could do is relieve how loud it is and how often it is. So mine does come and go. So I'll show you a couple of techniques, so keep watching. But one of the things that they said was, when we go to bed, and we should do it at the same time each day, 7 days a week, we need a dark place, a dark room with a bit of ventilation if possible, and a nice quiet room so we can nod off and go to sleep relatively quickly. But we wake up in the same environment, and that's when tinnitus can start and be quite loud. So a tip that they gave me was wake up to a sound or music. So we can program our smartphone to wake us up at 7 o'clock or whatever time you wake up to some gentle music, either waves or background noise or something. And that will help a lot of people. It does work because I've tried it. So every morning I wake up to different sounds, and some days it works, but a lot of days it doesn't. But the important thing is I'm slowly learning which music works best or which sound works best. So give it a go. That might be a really good, helpful tip. Wake up to some noise. All my life, I've always had problems with my ears, especially, let's say, in my 20s when I first started to fly around the planet. Not far, wasn't that rich. But when we came into land, these ears would pop and I would hear stereo. I could hear myself all over the place, and they would give me a boiled sweet or something or chew, which does help. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips which may help you. So because we're all different, it may work this time, it may not work next time. So always have a go. So the important thing is, as the plane is landing, what to do. So we could have a sugar-free, hard-boiled sweet and suck it, but what it's actually doing is moving these jaws, and they are the secret of one of the techniques. So if you see videos that say they'll definitely cure it in 30 seconds, forget it. It's not going to happen. It might do for about 10 people out of 50 million or 300 million. But basically, try these couple of techniques and see if it works for you. And as I said, just a reminder, it doesn't work every time, but it does work quite frequently. When it comes to looking after our ears, there's a couple of things we can do. So what I was advised was to use either bicarb of soda or olive oil, the virgin type one. So we've all got that in the kitchen, just a few drops. So get the information from the audiologist how to use olive oil. So basically we're going to go to the side, put a few drops in, wait whatever length of time they tell you, and then remove it. So you can buy singes that can suck that out, because olive oil will soften wax, but it won't remove it. Bicarb of soda will do just the same thing, but you need to do exactly the same method. So it will slowly melt the wax, but of course it can't remove it. So as you can see in the box there, that's a really good one, and it costs under £20, available everywhere I would imagine, and in there you get that plastic bottle so you can wash it out. So first of all, read the instructions thoroughly, read it twice, read it 3 times so you know exactly the method from 1 to 2 to 3. The rubber ball is used with warm water to flush the ear. So once you've finished with the olive oil or bicarb of soda water, you're going to put your ear on the side and just very gently squash that up so you get that fountain effect. so we can wash out the wax, and you may have to, we will have to repeat the process a few times, maybe a couple of times a day or a week. But read the instructions, take advice. Don't listen to the videos. Don't listen to me in that sense. You go and talk to your doctor, audiologist is best, how often it works for you, because my ears block after a while, but yours will block or never block. We're all different. So find out what works best for you. Another thing that we can do is, as you can see there, cotton bugs. Don't touch them. Never ever put them in your ear, because you can go deaf in a millisecond. Because if you push anything into your eardrum that shouldn't be, and cotton buds are number one to make people deaf. They really are. People believe this rubbish. So please spread the gospel. Do not put cotton buds or anything other than what your audiologist will say and what your doctor will say. Don't listen to this rubbish that cotton wools will clean it out. You are dicing with your hearing. And as I said, in just a millisecond, you can go totally deaf. One technique that you can use, which works for an awful lot of people, not all of the time, but it seems to have very good reviews. And that is what we're going to do next. Technique number one. We put our finger, either finger, into our ears and just press it gently to block up the sounds. Then what we'll do is we'll move our jaw from left to right slowly. It's not a fast thing. It's still going to be within 30 seconds, as my title says. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and remove our fingers. So let's get to it. I'll show you how it's done. After that, we've got technique number 2. So let's do technique number 1, which is around 10 seconds. So here we go. That will make a difference. Technique number 2. What we're going to do is use our tongue to go right down here low underneath the teeth, and then right back to where our tonsils are, or where they used to be before somebody ripped them out. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we're going to move the tongue down here and up there, and that's going to make a difference. So back into our ears, and we're going to do that 10 times. So ears again. And we pull that out. That'll make a difference. That could cure it. It may disappear, because sometimes I've noticed that it's still ringing. I've still got the tinnitus, but after a couple of hours, it's gone. And it's gone for a day or 2 or 3. So these techniques definitely work. So try it. So you're only wasting 20 seconds out of 30, and that could well make a lovely difference. Try it. The third technique is we're going to put our palms at the back of the head, because we need to close our ears. And if you look carefully, there's going to be just a little bone sticking up. So we want to put these fingers just by the side of it, and we're going to massage this up and down just 10 times. You might need to do it maybe 20 times, but really 10 seconds should be enough. So we're just going to move the skin up and down, and then let go. So I'll just turn around and show you exactly how it's done. And it does work. Not every time, but quite often, as I said with the other techniques that I use, it might kick in after an hour or two or later on in the day. But it does work. But nothing is perfect except my wife. Here we are. We get our 2 fingers. There's my bone just here. Close. And then we're just going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and slowly let go. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe and switch on your notifications. And if you'd like to leave a comment below, then please do so. If you have any medical questions, don't ask me. Don't look at YouTube. Go to your doctor and health specialist. Just talk to them. I'm 75 and this body is rubbish, as I said. But there again, there is lots of help from lots of fantastic specialists in our hospitals and so on. Ask them for your advice. Thanks for watching and take care.